Hey guys, welcome back to Stinson Farms. Hey, we're out in the shop tonight because it's cold outside. It is bitterly cold outside. But we're in the shop, we got the heat on. It's not too awful bad in here, but we're trying to clean some cane seed from the heads that we saved last fall. And I'm trying to get the seed cleaned and ready for planting this spring. So the way we do this, and it doesn't take a lot of seed, we don't plant a lot. So what I done, I bought some sugar drip cane seed. It's an old variety of sorghum, and it is open pollinated seed. So what I'm doing is I saved the heads from what little bit that I planted last year. I bought 1,000 seed, planted that in the garden, and I've saved the heads off of that, and we've let them dry out since we harvested it. And here I'm using the old timey washboard to try to get the seed out of the head. As you can see here how they are when they're dried, and you can kind of roll it around and you can hear that hitting the seed to come out of it pretty easy. But we're collecting the seed here in this old tub, and then I've got the fan here. We'll be running the fan as well, and that'll be helping to blow some of the husk away in the trash that comes out of the head and separate it from the seed. And our goal is to have some clean, pure sorghum seed here when we're done. Now I've done this. And I've cleaned this a couple times. And when I say cleaned a couple times, is I've poured it in front of the fan with the fan on. I'll just take my hand and let the seed pour out of it, and anything lighter than the seed, it'll pretty well blow out. It's not 100% clean yet. We'll have to go through that a few times to get it all clean, but it doesn't have to be perfectly clean either to go through the planter. So we'll get that, we'll get what we've got here finished up and get it in the tub here and get it cleaned. So what we're doing is, my dad raised sorghum for 30 plus years, a little over 30 years. And this is one of the varieties that he raised, and he raised some other varieties as well, but this is one that done really good in our area and where we're at. And never had planting done here on this property before last year, but it done really well. What I planted, I didn't have very much, but I planted just a little bit just to save the heads, and it done really good. So what I want to do is I want to get my seed saved. I'm going to plan on planting this spring, planting a ½ acre or so, and then we're going to try to make some sorghum this fall using my dad's old equipment. So and going through that, if we're successful at being able to do that, I've got to build the furnace for the evaporator pan and everything. So you'll get to see the whole process from the planning, from the cleaning the seed, saving the seed and cleaning them, to the planting, to the building of the furnace, to the harvest and the production of the sorghum molasses there at the end. But it's a pretty neat process, and it's something that used to be very widely done in this part of the country, but not so much anymore. But we're gonna give it a go. But today I just wanted to show you how I clean the seed. This is really simple, really easy. It's just doing it by hand. It's nothing technical about it, and it works. You know, I wouldn't want to do a bunch if I was going to do a bunch this way, but this does work, and it's a good way to get them clean. And it doesn't take a lot of cane seed to plant a ½ acre of sorghum. So I probably got enough in the tub already, but I'm gonna go in and clean what else I've got here. So like I said, I got the fan here. I'll show you my method. Well, I'll show you before I turn the fan on. This is a little, like I said, it's nothing technical, but I found that if you put the cane head onto the washboard and you kind of roll it up and down the washboard, kind of like that. The seed comes out really good. And I don't try to get every last seed out of the head. If I'm trying to get all that, I'm going to get a lot of this trash, a lot more of this trash and stuff, and the husk off of the head will wind up into the seed bucket. But I've got plenty of seed, more than I'm going to need, so I don't try to get every last one of them to save a little bit on the trash that's in it. But that works really well. And as you'll see, when we're cleaning, when we're doing this with the fan running, you'll see a lot of stuff blowing out here and onto the floor, and where it's cleaning it as we're going. So it works pretty well. So I just turn the fan on low. And you don't get a lot of the trash while you're initially getting the seed out of the head, but you'll see when we go to cleaning the seed that it really gets a lot of stuff out of it. It doesn't take much air. This fan, if you get too much air, you'll be blowing the seed out as well. Like I say, this is not the most efficient way to do this. I could run it through my combine, I guess, but I kind of enjoy doing it this way. Works a little better with both hands. I've been trying to hold the camera and do this too. This works better with both hands, a lot quicker. I experimented with different ways of doing this, and really all you need to do is get the seed out of here. You don't have a washboard, you can do it by hand, just by rubbing two of the heads together or rolling the heads in your hand, or you can get a lot of seed out just by beating it like this. Of course, I found the seed goes everywhere when you do that, but this works really good. Alright, so I've got several heads here in this tub to do yet. I'm going to knock these out, and then I'll bring you back when we get ready to clean some of the seed and show you how we do that. Alright, so I got all those heads de-seeded. There's a pile of them there after I got the seed out of them. And probably got about, just by weight, by feel guessing, probably about 20 pounds of seed. You can see down there pretty good where you see the lighter color. That's clean seed. The darker color, you see here and there, that's a lot of husk and trash that's in there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a cup. I'm just going to get some in a cup. And pour it out right here in front of this fan. And this is a slow process. Probably 100 better ways to do it than that, but this is the way I do it. And I can separate the seed out and do a little bit of seed at a time. That's probably what I'm going to do. I got the camera setting up here. Maybe you can see it below that trash out of there. I don't know if you can see over the floor or not, but you can watch it. There's a bunch of it in the floor already. Well, I swept the floor up before we started doing that, and you see all the trash that it has blown out. All that is coming out when I'm pouring it in front of the fan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this seed that I got here, I'm going to pour some of it in the other tub, kind of separate it, get smaller batches so I don't go over the same seed over and over and try to get it cleaned up. So if you can see all the trash we blowed out of there. And that there's pretty thick, quite a bit. It's still not perfectly clean, but it should be clean enough to go through the planter just fine. And with these even though these seeds are open pollinated, by saving these seed, you may not get as good a germination as you would if you bought treated seed, but I don't need this real thick, and a lot of times you have to go in and thin it out anyway. So if I can get a 80-85% germination on these seed, I'll have plenty. Pretty good looking little seeds. Well guys, I just wanted to show you how I was going to clean my sorghum cane, and got the seed prepared and ready to go. Got about 20 pounds of seed, which is way more than what I'm going to need for the amount I'm going to plant, but it looks good, and we'll try it out this spring. We'll see what it does. Hopefully we'll have good luck with it. But I mentioned we grew this sorghum that I saved the heads off of last fall. And we made a little sorghum last year. Didn't have much juice out of it. Just had, like I said, just planted 1,000 seed. But we did make some, and I can't remember. I think we made, it was around 1.5 gallons, I think, that we got out of it. But go back and check the video out if you want to see that. But we just cooked it in a pot on a cooker. If we have success and we're able to do this, I'm going to set the evaporator pan up and do it that way. But I didn't have enough juice in the amount of cane I had last year to fill the pan up. So it takes quite a bit. I'm thinking around 30 or 40 gallons it takes to fill that pan up. So I need at least that much to even fill it up. So, but if you want to, check that video out. And hopefully, looking forward into the future, this spring we'll be planting. And then through the summer, we'll keep an eye on it. And then this fall, we'll be harvesting, and we'll be making this some sorghum molasses. But guys, I sure appreciate you being here. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you for hanging around and watching. And as always, we'll see you next time.